Lowa is launching their first trail running series called the ATR series. That stands for all-terrain running. And they have 3 categories, but today we're gonna be focused on their Citux ATR trail running shoe. Now the Citux is definitely focused at that ultralight runner, so really focused on that training or race day shoe. Now, first thing on the shoe is their outsole. Lowa has their track rubber outsole. This uses a very sticky rubber that works both well, not just in the dry, but in the wet. Has great durability in this shoe, and they have a 4.5 millimeter lug depth, and they are directional. So you're gonna get great traction and acceleration when you're going up those steep climbs, but you're also gonna get really great braking with the reverse chevron lug pattern on that heel plate. The second thing is you've got that dual EVA midsole in the footwear, providing you great cushioning but also really nice rebound to provide energy back into your foot for running. Built into that EVA midsole, it also has their carbon rebound plate. So that's gonna provide not just additional rebound power for your running, but also acts as a protective layer for your feet. So as you are on sharper rocks, you're not likely to feel as much penetration in that shoe. On top of that, Lowa has what's called the Reptic Sport upper, and it is a very lightweight yet very durable upper material, keeping you from getting breaks and tears in your shoe, and has the additional PU built into the upper of the shoe, providing great support structure and protection for the upper of your foot, especially because this is going to be a little bit of a thinner and lighter weight upper material than a traditional trail or road running shoe is going to have. On top of that, you have anatomical ankle cutouts here. They're asymmetrical, and the material itself is designed to stretch and flex. That way it's going to mold to your ankle lines and your Achilles area in your shoe. That way you're less likely to have focused pressure points, relieving you of that discomfort in shoes, especially during break-in period, but also provides more comfort when you are in a lighter weight package. Built into that is their anatomically shaped and molded heel stabilizer with that counter in the heel. Now, based on feel alone, that heel counter feels a little bit softer and more flexible than other heel counters that I have felt from other brands in the past. The things that I do like about those softer, slightly more flexible heel counters is that, number one, break-in is great, and it does have the ability to mold to a variety of shaped feet better. So I personally like that. I don't like big, fat, chunky heel counters, and those are becoming more and more rare these days. They are going lighter and more flexible as materials develop and get better over time. These also do have that secondary loophole, so you can run your runner's knot if you prefer. I typically like to, but I usually do a first run without it just to see if I can go run in the shoe without really necessarily needing that piece. These laces are possibly long enough too to be able to run through that loophole, so I can run that runner's knot. Don't know yet, haven't tried them on, but we'll find out in the middle of the run. Lowa is also introducing their Dyneva, their dual EVA midsole, to provide great cushioning and additional rebound in that shoe for the runner. Well, let's get these on the feet and go for a run.
First thing on this shoe is definitely, you can tell it is low volume, which is pretty common for a shoe that's more training and race focused. So they're reducing weight, and the easiest way to do that is from materials. So the other thing is, this is the first time I've actually run this trail. I've never actually been on this one. We're doing the Browns Creek loop. So until recently, it's been covered in snow in a lot of sections, so it's finally melted. So yeah, definitely low volume, which works well for me because I'm like a C width, and so it definitely hugs my foot really, really well. Not all shoes do that. So if you have a much wider foot, this particular ATR Lowa shoe may not work for you guys. But for me, pretty dang comfortable right out the box, but I can definitely tell it's lower volume. So I'm curious to see how this performs just on the more techie terrain, especially downhill. See what it feels like, because a lot of times I have to tighten up shoes more on the downhill and run them loose on the uphill, but these I may not have to touch, so we'll see. Well, I'm gonna stop yapping and start running. One of the things I'm noticing about the shoes, and I'm kind of undecided on yet, is, you notice we talked about how lightweight these shoes are, and they have definitely a thinner upper, even with this PU wrap on it to give it a little protection. But see how like thin the anatomical ankle support, cups are in here. It's got some good elasticity. It's not really firm and rolled over and added, you know, cushioning, which personally for me, I kind of like that, because a lot of times, I've told you guys this in some of my other videos, that, you know, I don't know if it's just the boniness of my ankles or just my general anatomy, but a lot of shoes, they tend to dig into my outside ankle bone, just like right up. And so those, I don't even sense it, which is, for me, like I said, really nice. I like that a lot. So, curious to see what your thoughts are. Another thing, actually, the other thing I noticed, so I didn't know about this beforehand until I put them on. Didn't catch my eyes for whatever reason. But they do have the lace trap here to hold your laces in place, because they actually make these laces longer. So for me, again, I like longer rather than shorter laces, because at least a longer lace, I can make them shorter, but I can't make a short lace long. So, but you've got those little garages right there.
All right, guys, now Lowa definitely knocked it out of the park with their first race-ready trail runner in their new ATR series. This Lowa Citux has done wonders. I've only put like about 35 miles in this shoe. However, they are 35 rough miles. I've done a lot of stuff here in the Eastern Sierras, the Tahoe region. I even took the shoe on the Dipsy Trail in the last couple of weeks here, and it has done incredibly well. What really makes the shoe stand out to me about the shoe is the way they designed the heel cup in the shoe. Not the fact that it's an anatomically designed or asymmetrical styling to it, but the way they actually designed this upper. What you can see here is it doesn't have that traditional rolled over padded ankle area in the shoe. This is a much thinner, lighter weight material. It's got a little elasticity to it. You can see on the inside of that heel cup here that it's actually got some reinforcement down in the shoe rather than up at the top here. This allows the shoe to be a lot more flexible. It allows your ankle to articulate a lot more than a traditional shoe would, because it doesn't have that rolled over reinforced foam heel cup. This gives you a lot more flexibility in the area with less of a chance of any sort of hot spots, pressure points, and blisters building up, especially breaking the shoe. And this requires very little break-in on this shoe. The other part of the shoe, the upper, the Reptix material with that PU wrap around it, is really good. I haven't seen any breakdown or degradation or any sections peeling off in the shoe, and it's got a lot of those little parts of the polyurethane. So it's not a full wrap PU, so you're still getting great breathability out of the shoe, but also increased durability, protecting the fabric from the shoe from getting eroded as quickly, but also protecting your feet. The PU also wraps around that toe box there, providing you good protection without adding too much weight to the shoe. And then you get down to its Dyneema EVA midsole here. So it's got a carbon nylon reinforced plate in there, so it's gonna add rebound, but also it worked really well as protecting my foot as a rock plate here. And then you get your dual density EVA foot foam here, so you're getting something that's going to give you really good cushion. This Dyneema EVA footbed, great comfort, good protection, good cushion for you without too much weight or without sacrificing too much in stability. This shoe starts you off at 21.5 millimeter stack height and drops you down to 17.5 millimeters. So you've got a 4 millimeter drop in this shoe. Great lightweight, race ready. It's not too minimal, so you get great protection whether you're on incredibly rocky terrain or you're in muddy terrain or you're just running fast and light footpaths in this shoe. And then lastly, in its outsole, you've got its track sticky rubber outsole on the shoe. With the 35 miles I put in it, you can barely see there's any wear and tear to it, and it gripped everything I threw at it exceptionally well so far. This shoe has been in the Eastern Sierras, the Tahoe region with me, as well as the Dipsey Trail in Marin County. So I've thrown a lot at it in a very short distance, and it has done exceptionally well. These shoes do come with the additional holes so you can run that heel lock effectively if you want. I did about 15 miles running it with a traditional lace-up system, and then I added the heel lock to it, especially when I was running on the more aggressive terrain with really steep, fast downhills like the Dipsey. That was very nice. I also love the fact that this laces down pretty far. This goes all the way from your ball of your foot to the top of your instep here. So you've got the ability to really dial in the laces. Not all manufacturers come down this far. That is one thing that I like really well, especially because I have a narrow foot. I definitely need to be able to dial in everything from the ball of my foot all the way up. This does also come with that additional lace lock there, so I can actually lace these down and tuck those laces in, and they're not going to be flopping around on me, likely to catch on anything. If you're looking for your next trail race ready shoe, I would not shortlist this shoe. I would just put it on the straight list to buy it. If you're running really aggressive downhill stuff, definitely would recommend sizing up a half size. If you're running just light, fast, casual terrain with not really any aggressive technical downhill, you could probably stick true to size in this shoe. To order the Citux, you can go directly to Lowa's website at lowaboots.com, or you can actually check out their list of dealers to find out a retailer that carries the shoe near you. I want to give a quick shout out to Lowa. Thank you so much for sending me a few of your new ATR series trail runners to test out and be able to put on my channel. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please don't forget to leave those in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. That way you can stay updated on new products from the outdoor industry and the trail category.